In 2019, everyone seems to be talking about Fortnite. However, after that, it seemed like every content creator was saying that Fortnite was dying and that we should start dieting. Everything was fine until we started experimenting, though, because how can a game with so many devoted players and billions of dollars in revenue be dying? And why isn't it dead yet if people started predicting its demise back in 2019? Fortnite has made over $1 billion for the past 3 to 5 years. Stay tuned right to the end to find out Fortnite's biggest secret they didn't want their players finding out, and the real reason for why players think Fortnite is dying. We could spend hours discussing the multi-year development process of Fortnite and how Epic nearly killed the game before it was even released. But what interests me more is why Fortnite should have died more than once after it was first released. When Fortnite was first released, it was marketed as a horror survival game rather than a battle royale, and its goal was to save the world by having players build forts at night to defend against zombies. Fortnite got its name because the game gained some traction at launch, but not as much as Epic Games had hoped for. A large portion of the player base left the game to play other games because Epic had delayed releasing their game, missing the years when zombies were at their peak. Fortnite's decline was gradual, but Epic realized it was losing ground and began planning how to salvage their new survival game. Epic saw that there was another game that was gaining popularity in the industry called PUBG. Everyone was playing this new game called 100-Player Deathmatch, where players fight to stand as one person. Epic had spent too many years developing Fortnite to just let it fizzle out, so teams at Epic set to work trying to find a solution for their dying game. Triumphant was like The Hunger Games meets the contemporary armed forces. How amazing was it that after PUBG's explosive rise, they added a Battle Royale mode to Fortnite in an attempt to entice players to buy their survival game. It seems to have worked, as millions of players flocked to the platform to play the free Battle Royale mode, and within a week the game had amassed 10 million players. Epic became successful, so they redirected their attention from Fortnite Save the World to Fortnite Battle Royale, Epic entirely changing the game's genre and enabling them to escape death in the first Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite is similar to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG. When PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale was released, many of the players who flocked to the game were from the PUBG community. PUBG noticed this and thought, hey, we're losing players to a game that looks pretty similar to ours. We should sue. So PUBG called up their legal team and sued Epic for copyright infringement. Now that it's 2018, and PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale is getting ready to go to court in another country. With the two largest game companies battling it out in court, videos were being produced, articles were being published, and everyone was excited to watch these two companies square off in court. Suddenly, however, PUBG dropped the lawsuit. No settlement was reached, and the company simply walked away. Why did they back out at the 11th hour? The answer is Tencent. For those who are unfamiliar with the name, let's just imagine a company who, to put things in perspective, purchases everything from Tencent's shadows and controls the whole game business. Tencent owns a stake in all of these game studios. Among them are, of course, Epic Games and Bluehole, the company that created PUBG. As Epic and PUBG got ready for court, I imagine that Tencent intervened behind closed doors, meeting with executives to avert the lawsuit. After all, since both games were bringing in millions, if not billions of dollars, Tencent wasn't going to lose money over a dispute between two of their businesses, so Epic skated away this time. Untarnished riding high. On the rise of Fortnite and avoiding death number 2. As 2018 flies by, Fortnite's popularity seems unstoppable, surpassing League of Legends as the most played competitive game. What's even more amazing is that people who had never played a game or picked up a controller seemed to know what Fortnite was. As Fortnite's popularity grew, players of all ages flocked to the game, and mothers all over the world started spending money to purchase something called a V-Buck, so their children could purchase skins. This child keeps asking me for money to purchase virtual goods in your game, parents said. Well, because of those skins, Epic was making a ton of money, with adolescents accounting for the majority of sales due to FOMO, or the fear of missing out on the newest Fortnite trends. Naturally, Epic enjoyed it so much that they were continuously adding new items to the game, making Call of Duty players envious. The majority of competitive Fortnite players, according to these nearly monthly releases, didn't really care about all the new cosmetics that could be purchased or the changes to the game. Epic, which was still focused on creating a high level of competition. As a result, all the additions and changes were only enhancing competitive players' abilities to keep winning Victory Royale, well, at least until Season 5. When Epic nerfed the double pump and enhanced the submachine gun, it was the first clear indication of a competitive downturn. Do you recall when the double pump divided the men and boys? And Epic needed social gamers to profit from Fortnite, but how do you keep people playing a game? You pump them with dopamine and make them addicted by helping them win more. That's how the Season 5 Epic finally realized they didn't want double pump or a high steel sailing. Victory Royalists, but how can players with less experience get more of them? It's imperative to level the playing field, since the competitive environment in Fortnite was making it harder for new players to win, and creating a larger divide between the best players. The P90, the dumbest meta ever, and the submachine guns were nerfed after a widespread community outreach, but the P90 received its first buff in Season 5. Royale, where your competition was built in a tower 100 feet tall at the same time, you get 2 walls up. Epic needed to keep the casual people playing Fortnite. The community had a heyday when these were added. Each season seemed to add more stuff that changed the competitive Fortnite formula, and not for the better. It felt like the game was dying with Season X. Everyone could feel it, even Epic. Therefore, Epic made a plan to avoid death number 3 when Season X was over. This showed the path that Epic would continue down over the next year. Zombies in Season 6, Infinity Blade in Season 7, Ballers in Season 8, and don't forget about mechs in Season X. Yet something seemed off. After the conclusion of Season X, 2 days later, Season 11 was finally released, but this time it wasn't a new season, but rather a new chapter, specifically Chapter 2 of Season 1. People were going crazy over this, and the world was clamoring for answers. The new season didn't start like previous seasons, and the black hole didn't disappear. Epic had gone dark on social media and wasn't responding to any questions about Season 11 or the black hole. The map was completely different, the graphics were better, and the building speed was faster, but the name immediately suggested a sequel. Even though Fortnite might have called it Fortnite Chapter 2, in reality, we were looking at a whole new game. Fortnite 2 heralded a new era for the game, the social ERA. Marvel characters were included in this chapter. Halo from Star Wars to the God of War. I know this is old news and that Marshmello already performed in Fortnite before Travis, but for some reason, the Travis Scott concert just really surprised people and made them wonder why he was a well-known musician. Tron Alien, Batman, Rocket League, Kelsier from Mistborn. The collaborations were insane. Putting on a concert in a video game, particularly a competitive one. League of Legends is a popular game. Why haven't they included a concert like this in the game? The fourth reason is that you shouldn't be playing as Superman and listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers or Imagine Dragons. Fortnite is now a social game. Given the existing player population, it may seem absurd to argue that Fortnite is a social game rather than a competitive one. It's amazing how quickly they can construct things, but as I explained in my video about why Nintendo despises players of competitive Smash Epic, they are focused on producing games for a casual audience. This doesn't mean, however, that Fortnite can't be competitive, just like Super Smash Bros. It's not that they aren't intelligent, they could see Google Trends just like us. They were aware that Fortnite was losing its appeal because Epic had changed the game too much in Chapter 1 in an attempt to close the divide between social and competitive players. At first, people thought of Fortnite as a competitive game rather than a social one. In fact, in 2018, all of the top streamers were heavily involved in the game. But it's risky to base your revenue stream on the hysteria of competitive players. The majority of the best first-person shooters and streamers will play a game. For a while, but they'll jump ship as soon as something better comes along. For example, it might be good for a week, but after that it's just going to go and slip right into that traditional sandbox. I'm curious, how many viewers Epic has now reached? 120,000. But as they move from a competitive to a social game, there is a problem. The shift had the opposite effect on the number of players. This is evident in the revenue, which dropped from $5.4 billion in 2018 to $3.7 billion in 2019. A drop of $1.7 billion, which is a significant loss in just a single year. Epic needed to take drastic measures to ensure that Fortnite would survive, and they needed to completely rebrand. This brings us back to the black hole. This event was a gamble. If your game is doing well, don't shut it down for 2 days and go radio silent. Epic used this chance to draw attention to itself and reveal the kind of game that Fortnite had become, thereby averting death number 3 if you were to use Google Trends. Fortnite's popularity declined significantly as it shifted to a social media audience, and that it hasn't increased much since 2018. What's noteworthy, though, is that once Epic rebranded in 2020, the game appears on Google Trends, and the revenue from Fortnite increases, which is even more amazing. Fortnite's revenue in 2021 exceeded that of 2018. I'm not saying that Fortnite's revenue will continue to trend upward year after year, though I'd be amazed if it did, but I am saying that Epic Games' Fortnite isn't going away anytime soon. 2018 was the year that Fortnite was the biggest game in the world. 2021 brought in $5.8 billion. An incredibly strategic strategy in how they have positioned Fortnite. From altering the game's genre to avoiding legal issues to shifting their target player base, Fortnite has made Epic Games more profitable than ever. With the release of Fortnite Chapter 4, I have no doubt that we will see Fortnite Chapters 5 through 7 in the coming years. But before you go, let's start highlighting some awesome and upcoming indie games. Subscribe to our channel and tell us what independent game we should include next after each of our videos if you know of a fantastic game that you would like us to showcase. Thanks for watching. Guys, if you like this video, then you'll probably like the video showing on your screen right now. Click now, and we'll see you in the next one.